Up, people? I might be one of the luckiest people, just, just in general. So, Ahsoka, the Star Wars TV show, came out, and it got me back in the mood to read some Star Wars. I read one of the new Disney canon books, and it was pretty good. And the next book I was gonna read, which I haven't even started yet, is called Tales of the Bounty Hunters. And then eventually I was going to read another book called The Mandalorian Armor, which, as you can see, is book one of the Bounty Hunter Wars, which is a trilogy of expanded universe books. And I was excited to read it because the Bounty Hunters were always one of my favorite characters in Star Wars. But, my goal was to get rid of books on my backlog, and I only had Volume 1 here. So I was going to have to, go on eBay or something and buy parts 2 and 3. And what ended up happening is today, right before work, I decided to go take a walk, and I noticed there was a garage sale in my neighborhood, which is cool, but it was weird because it was a Thursday, normally they're on the weekends, and I see a giant box of Star Wars novels. And as luck would have it, here they are. Book 2 of the Bounty Hunter Wars, Book 3 of the Bounty Hunter Wars, and a whole lot of other books. So not only did I get exactly what I wanted, but I got this whole massive box. And yeah, I know what I said about trying to get rid of my book backlog, but the deal was too good. They wanted, as you can see, $3 per book, but I said $20 for the whole box, which, as you'll come to find out, just in terms of numbers, was absolutely worth it. So, I don't know where to begin here. I guess we'll just go in here. Got Darth Maul Shadow Hunter, Michael Reeves. Ain't that the YouTuber? Yeah, so I think these are all obviously, old canon books. This is probably before the whole Darth Maul didn't die stuff of the Clone Wars, and a lot of this stuff is just obviously it's not canon anymore, but there's a lot of kind of old stuff. The Approaching Storm. So these all probably take place around episode 2, episode 3-ish, for the ones that are from the 2000s. It says Anakin. That's Luminara, in the background. Keep looking. Jedi Trial, a Clone Wars novel. So yeah, this is obviously probably takes place. Is there a date on this thing at all? 2004, 5. So this was, considerably before the Clone Wars movie and the Clone Wars TV show had aired. So no Ahsoka, no nothing. This is all old stuff, and apparently this is an essential one. Keep going. We got iJedi. We got Luke in the background. Someone who I don't know who that is. If you guys want to pause and read any of these backs, that might be. I might show off the front and back for each of these. I love the old style of the books, and even back then they were cheap. I mean, look at this, $6. I guess $6 was probably a little more expensive back in the 90s, but still. Jedi Search. I actually read this already. This is one of the ones I've already read. It's a good trilogy about Luke basically trying to restart the Jedi Order after the events of Episode 6. And it was a good trilogy. I can definitely recommend it if you find these books at all. So this is a double that I have. Probably a couple more in here somewhere. Got Vision of the Future by Timothy Zahn. I think that's the same guy who wrote the Thrawn trilogy, which people kind of laud as the best of the EU. So maybe this book's up there too. You got a Millennium Falcon flying around like a sun or something. Sold from a Kmart. That's crazy. I love seeing all the old stuff. We got our first novelization. This is Star Wars Episode 1, Phantom Menace by Terry Brooks, based on the screenplay and story. Novelizations of movies always kind of threw me for a loop. It was Like, I always wonder who out there is like, man, I really like that story or that movie. Time to read it again, but I don't get to see what's going on. Like, obviously, I love reading, or else I wouldn't buy all these. But I don't know. It always felt like a weird niche in the literary world. Dark Saber. I wonder if this is about the Dark Saber. Luke returns home with Han Solo. Contact with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, I wonder when this takes place. Secret reconstruction of the super... Huh! I don't know what's going on here. I'll have to check that out. 1996. Alright, what else? We got MedStar 1, Battle Surgeons, a Clone Wars novel. Michael Reeves and Steve Perry. Don't know who that woman is, that Jedi. She looks like Luminara, but not. On the back here we got exposition, kind of. Civil war between Republic and Separatist rage across the galaxy. Nowhere near fighting than the swamp world of Drongar, where a beleaguered mobile hospital unit wages a never-ending war of its own. Interesting. The ruins of Dantooine. Wow, this looks like Battlefront Star Wars Galaxies. Oh, is this like... Wasn't that a video game, Star Wars Galaxies? It was, Cause I was say, this looks like a video game on the front here. Is this like a... What does this mean? Imperial Bioengineer, perfect cover for a rebel. Huh. Oh, it's enter the explosive universe of the exciting online game. So this is like about stuff that took place in the game? That's actually really cool. Holy shit. Alright. I gotta kind of keep this going or else we'll be here all day. Star Wars Shatterpoint, a Clone Wars novel. This is got Mace Windu, written with a new prologue by George Lucas. Mace Windu is a living legend, Jedi Master, skilled diplomat, and devastating fighter. But he's also a man of peace, and for the first time in 1,000 years, the galaxy is at war. Let's see. Book 3 of the Black Fleet Crisis. What's it called? Does this have a name? Oh, Tyrant's Test. Yeah. In the wake of a shattered alliance, the New Republic's fight against an all-new enemy and an all-new adventure in the best-selling Star Wars saga. I wonder if there's any books here about the Yuzang Vong. I haven't read any of their books yet, but I'm really interested. Book 2 of the Black Fleet Crisis. Okay. I wonder if we have book 1 in here somewhere. A new enemy as ruthless as the enemy Empire rises to threaten the fledgling New Republic. And there's all the homies, all the good friends that we made. Their triumph ever grows ever more precarious as the face of an arrogant race bent on war as the best-selling Star Wars saga continues. So I don't know if that's the Yuzang Vong. Probably not. I feel like it would be a little more straightforward. A bunch of the X-Wing novels. Izard's Revenge. Starfighters of Adumar. X-Wing Iron Fist. X-Wing Wraith Squadron. I know there's a ton of X-Wing novels, so it's cool that I have, like, I don't know, maybe half of them. Here's all the rest of them that we have. There's just, like, piles amassing near me. What do we got here? Star Wars The Crystal Star. Cool. Hugo and Nebula Award-winning author Vonda and McIntyre continue the best-selling Star Wars saga, The Crystal Star. Okay. Don't know what's going on here. we gotta keep moving. We'll be here all day. The New Rebellion. Christine Catherine Rush. A New Republic faces a Holocaust unequal in galactic history. Looks like we still got some stormtroopers. We got a spooky skull in the background. Everyone's kind of looking around, a little confused. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from these guys. They're wondering what's going on. And on the back here we got somewhere in the galaxy, millions suddenly perish. Deception felt by the Force is felt by Luke and Leia. Assassination attempt. Han Solo. Luke seeks out former Jedi student. Billions will follow in a Holocaust. Oh my goodness, that sounds spooky. Cool. Or maybe not cool, but interesting. Best-selling author Children of the Night. Planet of Twilight. Deadly new enemy threatens both the New Republic and the Empire with extinction. Man, there's so many new enemies. Star Wars Galaxy really kind of sucks. It sounds like they never get to breathe. Religious cult. Callista, Han, Chewie, and Lando. Should be fun. Should be fun. I kind of want to remove some of these old stickers, but part of me thinks they add to the overall aesthetic. Children of the Jedi. Is this literally the Children of the Jedi? Is this about, like, I think Luke has some, like, kids or whatever. Or maybe, I know Han and Leia do. They were in some of the books I already read. New York Times bestseller, Tatooine Ghost. We got here. Han and Leia struggle to keep the Empire at bay as stunning revelations from the past threaten to eclipse the future of the New Republic. A special bonus inside. An exclusive story, A Forest Apart. Previously available in ebook format only. Interesting. So I wonder, ebook. I wonder when this one came out. Ooh. Is this the timeline? Oh, that might be helpful. 2003. Okay, so like, I don't know when ebooks were first brought into the light, but I was gonna say 2003 sounds kind of early. Han Solo battles against the galaxy's most powerful weapon. Book 3 of the Corellian trilogy. Showdown at Centerpoint. It's a cool name. The adventures of the Han Solo of Star Wars reach their explosive conclusion in Book 3 of the Corellian trilogy. Interesting. I just read about Corellia in the new Disney canon novel Most Wanted, and it was pretty good. Book 2 of the Corellian trilogy. Assault at Salonia. Cool. I like the side of this here. And what's going on here? Imprisoned on the planet Corellia, Han Solo finds himself at the mercy of his evil cousin, Thraken Sol Solo. Come on. It's a shame that none of this stuff is canon anymore, but some stuff, like Evil Cousins, is maybe it's okay that it's not canon anymore. Star Wars Rebel Dawn, Han Solo Trilogy Volume 3. So I have to assume that these are volumes 1 and 2, Paradise Snare and The Hutt Gambit. Young Han Solo defies danger and death on an impossible quest to freedom. Before the legends, before the triumph, a young man's quest begins. So maybe these are what Han Solo's backstory used to be prior to the Disney canon. Book 1, this exciting new trilogy of the famed rogue, conman, smuggler, and thief struggles to survive on a sinister world where the chief export is slavery. Huh. Child without a past, a Corellian street urchin abandoned foraging for food and scraps, when the cruel Garrus Shrike whisked him away to a nomadic band of spacefaring criminals. Interesting. So, in this book, he kind of leaves Corellia early, whereas in the new Disney canon, he sticks around there for no longer. Another copy of the same book. I wonder how that ended up in this guy's collection. The Truce at Bakura. As Return of the Jedi ends, a new exciting saga begins, The Truce at Bakura. I think, if I'm correct here, can't tell what's behind that sticker. This book, no sooner has Darth Vader's funeral pyre burned to ashes on Endor than the Rebel Alliance faces a new challenge at the far-flung Imperial outpost of Bakura. The Siruk, I don't know how to say that, cold-blooded reptilian invaders plan to enslave human minds to pilot their invincible machines of war. So I think this is the book that came out, like, right after. Either it came out directly after, or it's chronologically. Okay, so it came out in 1994, I think. But I think it's chronologically, it's like episode 6 ends, and then there's like a few weeks or whatever, and then that Truce of Bakura starts. Return of the Jedi, here's another novelization. Figured there'd be another one in here. It's got the nice, like, class of 84 picture here. Everyone's posing on Endor. Yeah, I don't know. Not much to say about the novelizations, really. Shadows of the Empire. I actually have another copy of this hardcover. This guy, Prince Shizor, is a huge dork. He, like, spends, like, we get a POV in the villain's head, which is kind of cool. But he basically spends the whole book being like, man, I'm so cool. Like, no one can stop me. Like, the only people stronger than me are the Emperor, and maybe Darth Vader. And then, like, he, like, uses a brainwashing pheromone or whatever on Leia. But then she breaks out of it in, like, 15 minutes. And then I don't know. He has a whole thing. It's a good book. Don't get me wrong, the book is pretty good. Empire Strikes Back. Story based on George Lucas. So I have to imagine this is another novelization. Though they won a significant battle, the war against the Rebel Alliance Empire had just begun. Hoth, blah blah blah. I mean, yeah, you guys know Empire Strikes Back. We all know Empire Strikes Back. This is a pretty thin one too. These are real short. And then is there another? Oh yeah, look, it's the same. It's the same book twice. Donald F. Glut. These are just different printings, I guess. Yeah, same blurb on the background and everything. Wow. Okay. So I'm gonna real quick get all these books together, and then I'll give you guys the full count. All right. Here they all are, kind of laid out side by side. So yeah, 35 in all, and then there's the 2 Jedi Searches for some reason. Yeah, it's, if my math is correct, it's 57 cents per book, which, hey, I'll take that. That's a good deal. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, drop a like. It would do me a lot of good. And see you next time.